Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody is doing wonderfully. I'm going to get right into this one and ask a very simple question. When was the last time that you jumped to a conclusion? Now, notice I did not ask if you've ever jumped to a conclusion. I asked when was the last time that you jumped to a conclusion, because we've all done it, right? And if you are that one person that says, nope, I don't ever jump to a conclusion, I encourage you to maybe be a little bit more introspective, because we've all done it at some point in our life. We've jumped to a conclusion. This little device right here, I think it causes us to jump to conclusions a lot of times, right? If you ever had that moment where you're texting somebody and maybe they don't respond as quickly as you would like them to respond, or they just stop responding for the day, or whatever the case is. And then you start asking yourself a series of questions like, did I say something wrong? Or, what's their problem? Or what something, right? Only to find out later that maybe their phone died, or they had to jump into a meeting at work, or they got busy, or any number of things, right? And now you kind of have to save face, and you feel a little embarrassed, but it happens. It happens to all of us, right? And then my question to you, to follow up that, the first question is, why? Why do we jump to conclusions? Is it that we're impatient? Is it that, it's hard for us to, we want to be given the benefit of the doubt, but it's hard for us to give the benefit of the doubt to somebody else. And so I had, a circumstance happened recently, not really to me. I was just kind of involved in it. And, in the midst of it, and a day or two later, I kind of, processed it and really thought, this is a good example of something that I think needs to be shared with other people. And so, I don't ever use names, or I try to be as general as I can when I give examples of something that's really occurred. But there was a circumstance where somebody came to me and they asked if I could basically, if they could run something by me that happened with somebody else, and they wanted to get a perspective on it, right? And they wanted to see if maybe they overreacted, or they just wanted feedback to see what I thought about it. And so I felt in the moment comfortable standing kind of as an advocate for that person to escalate the situation, right? And so I did that. I reached out to the person I needed to reach out to and said, hey, there's a circumstance, could we set up a meeting so you can be involved in it? And it's kind of like going up the chain of command, right? That's the most I can give you. And so, in the midst of all of that happening, we decided to set up a Zoom call, right, with the person who came to me, myself, and then the person above me. I escalated it to, right? Well, myself and the person I escalated it to, we were on Zoom. And the person who came to me, there was a technical issue at the end of the day that neither one of us could resolve. And so we were like, well, hey, let's just go ahead and reschedule, because, again, this technical issue is out of our control, and it was causing problems. And so we decided that. And then within less than 10 minutes, the person who came to me sent an email. They copied me on it, but sent it to the person above me, and just said some horrific things, because they assumed that we just stood that person up, and they assumed that, we had better things to do, and how, we were adding to the problem of what was already occurring. And I was, I don't know if I gasped out loud a lot, where I literally was reading the email and was like, I can't believe, they just sent this email and jumped to this major conclusion. And so, I was embarrassed, I was frustrated, I was angry. And even though it wasn't directed towards me, is because I decided to, advocate for this person, right? And it was just so the epitome of jumping to a conclusion, right? And they were so wrong in what they were being accusatory about and all of that. So anyways, I removed myself from the situation, and, basically was like, I don't feel comfortable anymore advocating for you, because you did not respond in a way that was productive or positive in a situation of uncertainty, right? And I get it. Uncertainty causes many of us to feel uncomfortable, to feel frustrated, to feel scared, nervous, all of those attributes, right? But it doesn't mean that we have to jump to a conclusion. And that is what happened. And then I thought to myself, wow, how many times have we as people done that and it jeopardized a relationship? And I don't even mean, when I say relationship, a romantic relationship. It could be any kind of relationship, business, professional, friendship, whatever, right? So we have to be mindful of that. So I entitled this in my written blog, watch where you jump, right? We have to do a better job, right? And it connects together with the whole space we are in society, where we are more angry, we're impatient, we're more impatient rather, we're less patient is what I'm trying to say. We give ourselves the benefit of the doubt, but we do not give it to other people. And that is not a good quality. That will always backfire in some shape or form, whether it's in your romantic relationships, whether it's in your professional relationships, anything. If you're jumping to conclusions without knowing the whole story, but then also at the same time, if you give yourself the benefit of the doubt, but you don't give it to other people, that's just a disaster waiting to happen. So that is my encouragement today, is to watch where you jump. And when I do these videos, I'm preaching to myself too. I try to do self-checks. I try to be introspective and look at, how I come across the people and my behaviors. And there's never been a moment that has had a positive outcome when I think somebody has jumped to a conclusion. So I leave you with the question of, or where is it a question or is it a statement? It's a statement. Watch where you jump, right? Because if we're not careful, we're going to jump somewhere and look up, and there's not going to be anybody there to support us or to advocate for us or to be there for us, because we've jumped in a place that we can't get out of. So I hope that speaks to somebody. I hope that's encouragement to someone. And then if you want more on it, I wrote on it on my blog too, and you're always welcome to check that out. So have a good day, have a good weekend, depending on when you watch this, and I'll see y'all on the next video.